The real Yellowstone.
When bus moves, stay true to kill it and stay smooth. Handsome brothers stay set in the mood, but they wanted funky rhymes from the brother so cool. Trying to check the vibes and set the conversation. The keenest minds to find this observation. I'm on 10 podcast, so don't not face it. We'll be the first to declare our greatness. Checking out, check out, I'm checking it twice on the weekly. I'm busting, cause busting is life. If you don't know, now you do though. You should peep game, that'd be cool though. Cause your part is crucial, so get on the movement. If you ain't busting, don't know what you doing. Wasting your time and ignoring the truest. Some of the realest, they greatly influence. Kings in Montana creating a movement. Scrapping or rapping or laughing or acting. It really don't matter, cause this is our passion. We busting and trusting. It really is something when it comes to our family. You know that we love them. That's how we roll. Montana in the house and we taking control. Podcast Kings in the place to be. We taking over. Just wait and see. Slow down and catch the vibe. Weekly buzz, we'll be on tonight. No boast, staying true and tried. It's Buzzword, it's ride or die. Slow down and catch the vibe. Weekly buzz, we'll be on tonight. No boast, staying true and tried. It's Buzzword, it's ride or die.
Yo, welcome
We are back for the second time today.
For the second time, we are running it back. And we got a great episode coming up. And we have a guy that's coming straight from the overseas in the great land of Ireland. He goes by the name Poljoy.
Welcome to the stream.
Let's go. What's going on, my boy?
What's happening, Levi? What's happening in Thailand? I hope you're good.
You're good, man.
In Great Falls.
Hey, are you the type that doesn't sleep or what, bro? Because I just googled the time and it's like 2:33 a.m. right now.
It's actually 3:35 a.m. I'm up for Monday now. This is my Monday. I'm gonna we get a nice fry after this and probably hit the gym and then get my day going. You know.
You're a glutton for punishment, man. You're like, let's do this. I said, okay, man. Well, I guess we'll head back.
Wait, so you're just getting up for the day.
Pretty much. This is my day. I'm going to start the day from here. I have to.
He is a madman.
That's a madman. Actually, you guys take over for just a second.
Heck yeah, man. I'm going to bring him in, Levi, if you don't mind.
Too, but I'm also going to hook up a second camera just for the people.
Oh, heck yeah, man. So, Paul, why don't you give us a moment, man? You've been kind of a mystery character for a lot of people. You're coming into the bare knuckle scene, but for us Americans, you got a name in Ireland, but who are you to us Americans? What's a good way of getting to know you? Where did you come from? Where did you go, Cotton Eye Joe?
Yeah, do you want to hear something, man? That was actually a pretty big track when I was first breaking into the bars, getting in on a fake ID and a bit of a beard if I could stick one together, you know. So it was a great track back in the day. I love it. Well, first of all, honestly, to get to know you boys from the fight game is great. I have a huge love for Montana, not only because of watching the Yellowstone series, which I absolutely adore. I'm a farmer myself in the west of Ireland, so looking at ranchers taking in the cattle is a beautiful scene for someone like myself.
That is tough. Actually, man, we just had a guest on 2 episodes back. His name's Tom Opry. He's a Montana filmmaker who ended up making a documentary about real Montana ranchers, and it's called The Real Yellowstone. Actually, I think I got a poster. If you don't mind, I'll go grab it real quick.
We
That's
do have.
amazing.
Yeah, actually, it's a good time. I'm gonna just. It's cool that you brought it up, man. We just
John
had this.
Hardenbrook. Welcome to the stream.
All right, man. So check that out. We just had this fella
wow.
on. Right here, The Real Yellowstone. He was just on the show, live in the studio. We went and watched his film. We had a live viewing.
Epic.
It was incredible.
Absolutely, yeah.
Where's that available to watch?
So on the shepherdsofwildlife.org.
Nice, Levi. Let's go, my boy.
You watch it?
Dude, that just, you have a way better memory when it comes to detail.
Shepherdsofwildlife.org is what it's called.
Shepherdsofwildlife.org. That sounds pretty good.
Okay, we got a piece of this man. We got a piece of him. He's a Ireland rancher in sorts. So, all right, to bring us back, man. Where were you born? What's the story behind you, brother?
Yeah, so where I was born, west coast of Ireland, a place called Mayo. It's honestly, it's a true Gaelic part of the country. A lot of the true Irish Gaels come from Mayo, and it was always a place that caused a lot of headaches for the people that were ruling Ireland, because very, very revolutionary people, and people that just don't lie the fuck down ever. So where I'm from in Ireland, if you keep sailing across the little pond there, you'll end up in New York City, and that was where a lot of people who went before me ended up. I guess they had to escape to, because we had a lot of unfortunately, we had a lot of orchestrated food shortages in Ireland, and a lot of people left, and a lot of them would have gone to places like Montana, especially New York, obviously, as well, over as far as Chicago, and even
Montana
as far
has
as
a
California.
strong Ireland population. Butte decorates you guys. It's like a mini Ireland over there, basically.
A lot of people, know Montana rather from not just Yellowstone, but from the St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, Butte St. Patty's Day is renowned around the world, man.
They say it might be the #1 spot to be besides, Ireland.
Look it up. If you don't know, look up Butte St. Patty's Day one time. You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I find amazing about Montana is the Grizzlies. You guys have a hurling team there with the Grizzlies as well. So I find that pretty impressive, because hurling is one of the most ancient sports of the world. It's the fastest field game in the world as well. And the one with the stick. It's a bit like similar to lacrosse.
It's like hockey on the ice.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a full story with that, because
right?
Is that right? Am I thinking right? Where they use the brush and
No. So what hurling is it's a stick. Yeah, that's we're going away from masculinity there. We're going away from any badass sports, but hurling is with an ash stick, similar to lacrosse. Fastest field sport in the world, and the Grizzlies have a hurling team there, because when I was over in Berkeley, we set up a hurling team that was taking on the likes of Stanford and the Grizzlies as well. So that's what I love about Montana. It really does embrace the Irish culture over there.
I guess I thought I knew what it was, but maybe I'm just brain farting it. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, no, that's one of our colleges. Actually, the University of Montana, the Grizzlies. We have a football team there, man, that has actually one of the loudest stadiums in the entire nation.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'd love to go visit.
Yeah, man, it's epic, bro. It made it onto, I think, like ESPN's top loudest stadiums in the nation, and it's not one of the biggest. It's just simply because we're in the mountains. It echoes so bad, and
it's like lacrosse but different.
Yo,
no protection, just jerseys and goodwill. That's it.
Oh yeah, that looks badass, man.
Okay, I was like, because I was lost, bro. I was like,
I thought it was the ice thing.
You said with the stick, and I was like curling. I didn't know that, And then
hurling with a H. Hurling with a H.
Yeah, and then he goes, we're getting away from cool man sports. I was like, oh, it's definitely not curling. That shit sucks. No,
that's hilarious, man.
So, between curling and what's the new one with the paddles? The paddle.
Oh, don't, dog.
Hey, man.
The reception's even gone bad for that.
And now it's our
Come on, baby.
See, now it's our internet trying to take a shit, bro. I don't know what's going on.
So, hey, man, tell us your story. Bring us out. Where were you born, bro?
So I said west coast of Ireland, place called Mayo, a very Gaelic part of the world. Famous pirate queen from there called Gráinne Whale. She's from the town that I grew up in. Grace O'Malley is her name. She was a famous pirate queen. But there's a lot of warrior tribes came from Mayo, and it is a very, very, very sporting part of the country as well. Strong things about Mayo is obviously agriculture and tourism, and it does make it tougher to have a career. So I had to find a way through sports that got me into the media side of things, and then from working in the sports side of things in Ireland, radio and TV in Ireland as well, I found myself getting more and more into the combat sports, especially boxing and the bare knuckle. And I love it. I love boxing, as in from being a fighter myself, from being a coach. But when I went through university, I went through even the breakdown of sports as well. So I studied a master's in sports management and sports science. So
shit.
Yeah. I feel like nowadays, especially when you're bringing up young fighters, you really need to know as much about your life and world experience, along with the education and business side, to really help shelter them and really help show them the ropes on the way up, because it's a very tricky industry in sports to make something happen of yourself in that. And I just like to pass on some knowledge of I guess some of the mistakes that I made in the past, but also I didn't have anyone show me the way on the way up. So if I can show people on the way, how to make a professional living out of this, it's something very, very rewarding in the end, So there's huge potential in sports. You get to meet great people like yourselves, and you get to help people along the way. I mean, what's better than that?
So do you own a boxing club, or are you managing fighters?
Don't own a boxing club. I had I guess before I left Ireland a couple of years ago, I set up a boxing club with someone, I won't mention their name, but they still have the club in existence in Dublin. And I wasn't up to date on my my contracts, so I lost a lot of money on that. So it left a bit of a dent, a bit of a sour taste. So that was my attempt at a boxing club, and I moved more into the media aspect of things and managing side of things. In media, it's one of those things that when you have clients and when you're managing people, you got to keep the integrity of those clients at the forefront.
It's tough to manage a star, right?
Yeah, no, it is tough. It is tough. But, at the same time, when those people are ready to burst out of the seams and have the spotlight shone on them, that's when you're there to support them the whole way. But you have to be very, very careful nowadays. Like I notice today a lot of fighters get caught up in the sauce. They get caught up on social media side of things. They get caught up on not concentrating on actually doing the job, which is actually the fight. All they're actually there to do is do the fight. And then some of the promoters, from all sides, they're trying to promote their fight too. So they want the fighters to promote the fights, and the fighters get a little bit distracted. And sometimes the promoters just care about the tickets and just care about the views and care about the audiences. So they keep pushing the fighters to just keep doing the marketing side and the sales side. But as I try and talk to fighters, like, listen, your only job, the one thing, is to make sure you're ready for that fight. Nutrition, your fitness, your.
You got a question for you live from one of our viewers here. And the question is for sports science, which he studied in. His name's Jesse Henderson. He's out of Missoula, actually, exactly what we were just talking about. He's like, I study in Missoula, Montana. What are your thoughts on being able to study CTE once a body is deceased and not living? With today's technology and the amount of concussions that are brought early in, what do you think about? What does that say?
Why do you think we only look at CTE
I'm
when
going
it's
blind,
too late?
dog.
It's okay, bro. I can't read it.
So I can't see the full question on my screen. What I'm gathering is the question is they're trying to figure out why we're just studying CTE when it's too late. Is that the gist of the question?
Yeah. So why are we only able to study CTE once a body's deceased and not living?
Oh, there we go.
With
Yeah,
today's technology and the amount of concussions that are brought on early,
Sorry, I butchered that.
why do you think we are only able to look at CTE when it's too late?
I feel like if I can answer this question in one go, I should just set up my own university.
All right. Well,
I will do my best to answer this question. I think what they're trying to say is that, you know, we, especially in combat sports, right? There's obviously there is a lot of head trauma, and I guess the only way of truly seeing how athletes would perform over a couple of years and what sort of damage they've taken on is to have a wide range of athletes available and test them periodically and make sure that, you know, you're keeping up to date with that along a period of, say, 10 years, right? But if you were to do that over 10 years, you know, you'd have to have every boxer, you know, do the exact amount of fights, for example. You'd have to have every boxer be in around similar age categories, and you'd have to have every boxer to be almost, you'd want to nearly have them at similar weight categories too, because of the different types of abuse.
Hold on, Paul. I gotta announce something, or Levi gotta announce something.
Sorry, you cut out for like the last 10 seconds there. Starlink's kind of acting up. Could you go back about 10 seconds?
Yeah, we're running on Starlink at the studio right now. So if we bounce out, try to stay with the Starlink. It's a hit and miss at points.
I'll shoot Connor a text, and he can call Elon and try and fix that for you.
Hey, let's go, man. Pull some strings.
If you want.
Hey,
pull some strings for the boys.
Pull some strings, mate.
Yeah, pull some strings. Right?
Well, so I don't know what part of that cut out. I mean, look, that's a very broad question, and I totally get where, I think Jesse is the name of the person that asked that question. Yeah. It's very, very broad. Look, you know, sometimes as well, if fighters are being tested, you know, this amount for tests like this, they might lose the encouragement to keep at the fight game, and sometimes you kind of want to have blind focus on the fight game. If you want to go into this whole testing of the CTE, it's probably better off that you're not as focused on actual fights, because at the end of the day, you're going into a war. The reason people follow fights is because it's a war. No more than American football, no more than Gaelic football, and then to a lesser extent, even soccer, with even down as far as heading the ball in soccer. Now, soccer is not as physically demanding as, say, American football or Gaelic football or even rugby, but there is still head trauma and CTE. So, you know, you could argue that a lot of sports have CTE, so it's a loaded question there. But I think the only way you can kind of answer that is pick a selection of candidates and make sure that they've all got similar outcomes and similar plans going through their fight career. And
becoming super. You know, I like that Jesse brought it up, because, you know, as soon as he said it, man, BJ Penn came to my head. Yeah. I mean, he's going fucking through it right now, and he was half normal. I would, like, at least socially, less than a year ago, 2 years ago, man. And then all of a sudden, he's blaming. He thinks his whole family's clones. Like, legitimately, just went to jail because he was like threatening to kill them all because he thinks they're all clones.
Yeah, I mean, mental issues are bad.
No, but like the CTE aspect, like, yeah, like.
Too.
We know the wars that BJ Penn
I did see a video of BJ Penn going a little wild. Yeah,
he was going buck wild, bro, and like he put himself in some weird shoes because like the damage that he was just going through, and like it was weird because like nobody's seen it coming. Even his own family's like, yo, what the fuck? Like overnight, he just switched. And the point like is being, how come people they ain't monitoring these fighters like immediately? Put these guys on brain scans and monitor them immediately. It's to see what the damage has been.
After concussion? Is that
after every fucking fight.
Oh, fight.
You know what I mean? After major fights, and see the damage or percussions, or to see the steady incline. I think there should be major studies in this shit.
So, Jesse.
Not that it's going to stop a fighter, but.
Jesse Henderson, don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe button.
And
Thailand, I think you are correct, but the issue is that it's not the issue. Fighters know the dangers of the game.
Right.
Your phone just pops, and even the dangers of going live when your phone just pops. But 1 second, let me just get this back in.
No, you're good.
Fighters know the dangers of the game, right? That's the reality. And you know, it's tough, but it's very, very hard to both be involved in studies like this and have your full focus on fighting. That's the way I see it. I think it's either one or the other, and it's like that with many sports. I was involved in, as I said, Gaelic football. I done recreationally. I just done some triathlons, and you know, there's dangers in that too. If you come off a bike or whatever. So, you know, it's a tough one. I mean, what was the film with Will Smith? It was called Concussion, right? The football film. You know, and I would say that actually had an effect on kids nowadays joining American football and Canadian football because of that film, right? Because you can see it very clearly that obviously there's head traumas there.
You play Canadian football.
I played Canadian football. I mean, towards the end of my career, Canadian football. What I noticed nowadays, lads, is that like the younger generation of men are more obsessed with, you know, being a soldier on Call of Duty or playing the next GTA film than actually getting out there playing sports. So like there was a gap in the market. I got some trials with as a kicker for local Canadian teams and ended up getting onto the trials for the national squad, which was absolutely fantastic. But like, I'm not a Canadian footballer. I'm just a bit of a head case that can kick a ball. I can score from about 55 yards. So, you know, it worked out and it was great. And I wish I was a couple of years younger because you could really give it a right crack in the whip. But the point is that like there's a gap in the market there. Like there's a gap with younger lads that are just not putting in the effort with these games. And maybe that's the society that we're in right now, you know?
I think technology has definitely taken over, man. You don't see
Wesley, welcome back to the stream.
You just don't see the ambitions that you're right, man. And I don't know if it's a precautionary thing. I just think these kids they're distracted in the mind elsewhere. You know what I mean? It's hard to get the attention for them to commit to something like a sport.
Hey, dude, kids nowadays, they're like, oh, we got Alien Invasion before GTA 6.
What the fuck? Yeah, they're like, who cares about sports? And that's been the thing where it's like, dude, like, but to us as a parent now, like, especially me, I'm older now, we're like, you know, it's the commitment thing. You want to have that commitment aspect of something, you know, something you can attach yourself to that's also fun. The hobby aspect.
But I'm sure as a parent, Tylen, you want to have your kids involved in sports as young as possible because you know what's going to benefit them.
Right. That's what we're saying. Like,
I know I do.
The seats, like, you know, like the wrist. I think that goes for anything. You're right, man. Like, even if you know the numbers or the wrist, is it going to stop the fighter within? Probably not.
See, and like, I'm not saying my daughter should be a fighter or anything like that, or, you know, do like, obviously, like combat sports in general. But like last night, we went bowling right after the episode. Went bowling, and I was trying to teach her like how to, you know, do the leg swoop. You know, behind the leg. Well, she goes and does her softball wind up with like an 8-pound bowling ball. I was like, whoa, never do that again. I was like, we got a softball season to look forward to. I'm gonna have you blow your shoulder out. It's like, I know it's only 8-pound ball, but I mean, she turns 11 next weekend, so I can't do that.
She's gonna live. She's gonna live and learn like all of us. We've all done stupid shit.
Let's get back into you know, a little bit about your background. You know, you I think you said you were in college at the time. Is that where were we at in the story? Getting your master's?
Once upon a time.
I mean, he was just talking about kicking he was at the Canadian football at this point.
Do we skip all of it though, as far as how he got into fight culture and all that? I think we missed a page, did we?
Well, I guess you know, just to try and help you out there, Tyler. Like, honestly, the fight culture was just part of me being a fighter. You know, two sports that were very important to me were Gaelic football and boxing as well. And the fight culture, what was beautiful about it, even in Ireland, is that if you wanted to do some media in the boxing side of things, it was always accessible because they just didn't have the coverage all the time. Like, some of the main channels on television did show some boxing, but like, honestly, it's not the greatest the media people don't show boxing as well as they could, you know, and It's a pity because Ireland, for the tiny population that we have, some of the fighters that we've produced over the last couple of years is absolutely insane. You know, one of the greatest things, I was at there actually just last Saturday. I have to give a big shout out to the fight that was Donovan versus Crocker, and this fight was a world championship fight. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing brought it to Belfast, Ireland, and to have two Irish fighters fight in a world title fight like that, it was absolutely fantastic. It was in a stadium. I believe the official numbers were 18,450.
Let's go, man.
It was
Uh,
unreal.
That's a good crowd, man.
It was unreal.
That
Crocker
was last
won the
weekend?
fight very closely at the end, but I mean, Donovan is an unbelievable fighter, and he was just unlucky on the night, to be honest with you. The guy behind Donovan is Andy Lee. Andy Lee was a fantastic Irish fighter as well, and he's an excellent coach as well. But like what I'm trying to show is the strength and depth in Irish fighting for years has been there. One of my friends, Matthew Meehan, he runs a website, irishboxing.com. I'd really recommend you checking him out. But Matthew himself, has got recognized on the world's side of things, the world media side of things, because of the work he's done for Irish boxing, where like the big media channels are not doing that effort. So for me, I saw that years ago as well. I felt that boxing needed this support, and I used to support local fighters and tweet about them, have them on my local radio show, that sort of stuff. This is going back a while, and it just kind of got the ball rolling from there, But to this day, it still hasn't changed. Like boxing still needs all the support it can get when it comes to media, and why not? It's a fantastic sport. Combat sports is fantastic, and it needs people like myself over in Ireland. It needs people like you guys in Montana and the US, and long may it continue, because for some reason it's always kind of on the fringes of sports. I don't know why, but it always is.
I seen someone. I can't remember who it was. I think it was maybe maybe John Jones. He's like, we just don't get the celebrity treatment that a basketball or a football player gets, and I think that's probably a little accurate. I never realized that until you think about it. But
well, I mean, obviously they get that initial push, of like the hardcore fight fans, right? But like John Jones can go sit side table at the BKFC fights in Albuquerque and not be swarmed every second.
That is true. Yeah, actually, that is true. That's a little weird. Yeah,
I mean, obviously, it's Albuquerque. It's where he trains. So.
Even so, though, he's a giant. That's a goat.
Right. So
it's a fair aspect.
I mean, and then there's people like MVP walking around Dubai. You know what I mean? Where
he's such a G.
About.
Hey, he recognized you though. Let's just shout out MVP.
Yeah,
dude. He's like, yo, the bus. That's cool, man.
That's not a bad day at the office.
Not a bad day at the office.
Hey, walking through the tennis stadium in Dubai, and it's like a little village. It was crazy, bro. That venue was pretty nuts, actually.
All right, so I'm just gonna ask you, man. How did you and Connor become friends? Is it an Ireland thing? Or are you just that small? Is it because the Montana is kind of like that. Everybody knows everybody.
Well, real recognizes real. That's how it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ireland is a small place. I mean, like even when I think back a long time ago, like even in the gym I was training in, like Connor's sister used to train in that gym. One of my buddies used to, he still is. He's still a huge help with Connor's. I guess he's a mentor to Connor, an advisor, but also he's the main man on his strength and conditioning team, and one of his coaches, Julian. Julian's been with Connor for years, and Julian was good friends with myself as well for years as well. And I guess it is a small network as well. I mean, I remember going to see Connor in some very, very small events around Ireland, and it just started growing from there. Like to this day, MMA in Ireland is still not fully a recognized sport. So it's
what?
Yeah, it's like the people
you guys
forget
have a commission, like that kind of stuff, like that oversight type stuff.
Running MMA events. I was involved in a company called Cage Legacy, and they had difficulties running events in Ireland, especially in the south of Ireland, because of just the regulations. Like the medical costs for running these MMA events was absolutely crazy. So it was really, really hard to get sanctioned by like the equivalent of local authorities, in the MMA scene. So people forget that, like, for Conor to do what he done on the MMA scene is absolutely unbelievable. It's like he was building the road himself with the rocks and then tarring it over and then collecting the silverware at the end of it. And these amazing belts and all these prestigious titles that came with it. But like in a country that wasn't even recognizing it as an official sport, and that's something that's absolutely insane. Like people don't actually really understand how hard that would be to do that. And I think that's one of his greatest achievements, because who else can you say done that? And going back to
Kai
it, like
Stewart's over here paving the way in bare knuckle from Montana, baby. Let's
Kai
go.
Stewart, big shout out to Kai. Kai is a G. I really like Kai. He's a good fella. He's good crack, as we'd say over here, but he's a great fighter. He's an absolute phenomenal fighter for a man who comes from, you know, the wrestling background to be a fighter like that. Like I'm really, really impressed with Kai. And of course, he's at a nice age. He's in a nice age where he can develop more in the sport. And, you know, to already have the accolades he has in BKFC, you know, that man, as long as he looks after himself, you know, and keeps the head on the shoulders, he's going to do well, you know. But go back to the Irish scenario. Boxing in the fight game is the main one. We're not huge on any of the other combat sports. In recent years, the likes of jiu-jitsu has become big, wrestling has got bigger, and of course the likes of, you know, Muay Thai has improved. But boxing was always far ahead of everything else in terms of fight sports. Now, obviously, other gyms have popped up across the country. Some absolute great places. We were at a place, Dragon's Breath, up in Cavan. We're there with Connor last week, in this gym, and like there's kids in that gym in County Cavan. It's in the Ulster province of Ireland, that will never ever forget what happened last week when Conor McGregor rocked into the gym and started showing them a few moves and just inspiring these young kids. And that's the type of stuff that will drive MMA in Ireland in years to come. But going back when Conor was that age, he was doing mainly boxing because it just wasn't there. The infrastructure was not there.
I guess I just need a visionary, man. Like, what's Ireland like? Is it like how big are these towns, bro? Like population wise and shit.
Well, it's funny because I think Great Falls is, as an example, Great Falls is about 100,000 people.
Around.
No.
What do you think?
No.
80?
65 to 70.
Not with base
max,
attached.
and including base. Absolutely.
Really?
Okay, so that's a good example. So Ireland, for example, our biggest city is Dublin, and Dublin has a population of about 1.3 million, right? Belfast then has population of about 500,000. Cork has a population of about 250,000. Every other city is way below that. You know what I mean? Like my local town is 10,000 people.
60,000.
That's my local town.
400.
So what's Great Falls? 60,000?
Limit though, or is that Cascade County?
That's, I mean, you can't. I mean, I guess you can if you want to count the county, but
I mean, really, those other towns are tiny.
you're gonna say there's 40,000 people? No, no.
I don't know. I wouldn't say no, definitely not that. But I would add another 10, 15.
Quit.
Yeah, dead ass. Yeah,
84.
see, that's what I was saying. That sounds more accurate.
Jesse's back on the questions there.
I'm talking about Greater Great Falls and the base. That's 60,000. I mean, because there's like, I'm not including Cascade. That's its own thing. That's its own little.
There's no towns outside of here, man.
Yeah, there is.
No, Dutton, Vaughan, Belt.
You said the whole county.
I don't know, man.
You're trying to say the whole county. I'm talking about Greater Great Falls, bro.
Anyways, I was just kind of wondering because it reminds me of Montana, because you have, it sounds like you guys have centralized cities, but everything in between is pretty much like real small.
Yeah,
towns.
look, boys, the way it is, as I said, there's the major cities in Ireland: Dublin, Belfast, Cork, Limerick, and Galway is more of a tourist city. Galway's the closest one to me. Again, it's, you know, the actual city itself is really like about 120k. The whole county is 200k. So Ireland's a small country. It's a very, very small country. So
yeah,
again, to have the amount of big names in the sports that we have, you forget the likes of soccer is huge in Ireland, rugby is huge in Ireland, and of course the main two and the most important two for a lot of Irish people are the likes of hurling and Gaelic football. So we have major sports to compete with the likes of boxing and all the other combat sports as well. So the beautiful thing about Ireland is the Irish people right into adulthood compete a lot at sport, and that's beautiful. What I noticed, and I think it's a downfall in the US, is that certain people feel, oh, I didn't make it at college to be on the collegiate team, therefore I just quit and I just dribble off into whatever, right? So more and more people in Ireland in adulthood continue to play sports, right? And that's a beautiful thing. And I feel like that's where that's where America could really look at and be like, right, well, how do we bring more and more like people in a career? How do we get them more active in actual sports that they want to do, you know, because I think it's very, very important.
It's
You need
just
to have
in
goals,
bro.
and you need to have something to work towards. And you
Everything
can't just
becomes
be hitting there.
individualized after that.
So are you talking about like
you can't be just
more-
hitting LA Fitness to expect like that's going to.
Dude, that's exactly what I was thinking.
So
is
you're
that
saying
like,
you're saying more semi-pro teams type deals?
yeah, dude, I think
Yeah, genuinely, yeah. Like we've got a semi-professional soccer league. It's okay, you know, it's not bad. But that would go head to head with Gaelic football, and Gaelic football is actually
that's a really interesting perspective, because you're 100% right. And you know, you not living here in America, you actually are 100% correct, because once you do, you know, you get past that college, or that you are in that career stage, you freaking it becomes so individualized, bro. You don't go link up with teams. You hardly even meet up with friends. The real reason why
do LA Fitness shit.
Like, yeah, the real reason why me and Levi initially started the podcast and all them years ago was because, you know, boys didn't hang out, bro. We rarely had time just to even just chill and talk to each other, you know. And then it became something else and got here. But that was the initial thing. I mean, because everyone's so individualized, everyone's too busy for, you know, team efforts.
Well, that's the thing. Like, look, that's a bonus of coming from a smaller country like Ireland. I think even England has it wouldn't have the same participation that we do. So, you know, that's something they can work on as well, and they have been working on it. And I feel like, say, for example, we got to know each other better with the BKFC. The beautiful thing about BKFC is that you have fighters from, say, you know, sports like boxing, wrestling, BJJ, Muay Thai, etc. That they mightn't have reached the levels they wanted to reach in those sports. They've pivoted, taken the gloves off, and given BKFC a rattle, you know. And I think one fighter there, for example, Luis Palomino is a great example of that. Like, Luis Palomino, with all due respect,
great example.
Almost has a kind of a he almost has a kind of a journeyman life. Now, I say this in the most respectful way, because Luis Palomino, absolute gentleman of a man, an absolute killer of a man inside the squared circle, but he's a martial artist. Like, he's a man who he's got a massive toolbox of different weapons. And he's a great mentor to fighters on the way up. Even, you know, there's a guy called Mendoza that fights for BKFC Ice Wars, which is the new BKFC spin-off on ice, obviously. And
what did you think of that? Did you watch any of that?
Well, we can talk about that in a second, because I want to finish.
You brought it up.
No, but Lewis has become a mentor to, say, a guy called Mendoza for the Ice Wars, and me and him had chatted a few times, and he's passing on his knowledge, even where he's not, you know, he's not exactly a man that knows about skating on ice himself, but he knows the fight game, and he wants to, you know, send off this knowledge to as many guys as he wants, and mentor these guys on the way up. And BKFC has offered him that platform, and he's become the man. Like, he is, you know, he's king of the streets. He's got belts. He's going to be part of this 4-man tournament coming up. Like, he's a guy that really showcases.
Hold on.
Participation in sport is so important, and never to give up, and always really respect with the man.
Hopefully he does, because that's fucking fire. Hold on a second.
I think you boys are
Hold on a second. Let us gain some stability here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Just
wait a second. Let us gain some stability.
Elon. Send that signal up to Great Falls, Montana. Yeah. Thailand will buy you a pint. Yeah, he'll get you a pint. All right, lovely. Is it work?
All right, Dave, man. I appreciate that, man.
Hey, yeah, there we go.
Hey, it must have worked.
Yeah,
man. We owe him a pint. No, for real. What do you think about Palomino meeting up with Kai then? He's, you know, that's the 4-man tourney you're referencing, right?
Yeah. Well, I got to ask you, because obviously, you know, proud Montana man. I know that Kai is flying the Montana flag for there. What do you boys think?
I think that will be the most interesting fight that Kai ever has. Just simply stylistic and how they both move, and they both are pressured fighters. I think it would match the tone of each fighter. But Kai comes out victorious, baby. Let's go, you know. No disrespect to my boy Palomino, but I fucking riding with
But
Kai till I die, man.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this. That fight to me, it will really put either the winner of that fight will really elevate either of those men. You know what I mean? Like they're elevated anyways for going against each other like that. But it really will solidify Kai as a serious fighter. And for Palomino,
he takes the belt too for King of the Streets. So now Kai becomes King Kai of the Streets.
exactly. I mean, I think Palomino has probably a little bit more to lose in the fight, but at the end of the day, Palomino's record is absolutely phenomenal. You know, his record is phenomenal,
man. Even if he loses to Kai is a undefeated 5-time reigning champion at this point, you know. And if he were to lose and take a loss to Kai, it's not going to hurt Palomino's history or legacy any. You know, I think if those two do meet up, you're absolutely right. It boosts both of them tremendously.
Yeah. And look, I think Kai, to be fair, he's got age on the side. That does help. That does really help. You know, I mean, one thing you learn from that. Yeah, and look, one thing you learn from getting older when you're in sports, you just got to train that bit harder and you got to recover that bit longer just to try and be there. You know what I mean? It's just harder. It's how it is, you know? So someone like Kai, who's in the position that he's sitting pretty. You know what I mean? He is sitting pretty. And, I mean, the pressure's on both guys, but that fight will be it's gonna stop everything. Everyone's gonna be looking at that fight.
We have a couple.
Absolutely, that would be a.
Go ahead.
That'd be a incredible banger. I'm sure I'd have to go down in Hollywood again, but would still be a fucking.
I would like to see Palomino come up here.
Get it to Montana.
I would like to see it here. If that's the case, get Palomino out of Florida and up into Montana. Palomino has been served fighters in Hollywood long enough.
Right, but that's also a big enough fight to go
anywhere. It could go anywhere. But Montana would. I mean, we haven't had a fight here in almost 2 years.
Let's just take it back to LA.
Well, hey boys, you've also got Brady Meister up there as well.
So salute to Brady.
Oh, he's a great fighter.
Salute to Brady.
Yeah, I was like, his gym's literally in our building. Yeah. I was like, we're like half a football field away diagonal.
Yeah, salute to Brady, man.
Again, what I'm saying is Montana is going to become a place that like BKFC have to look at to run an event.
Oh yeah, man. They've been back here a few times, man. They've been here back 3 times, 4.
Well, Great Falls, 3, 5 total in Montana.
5 total in Montana. 4, 5. Twice in Billings, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they come back often, man. But it's been a minute, so it'd be nice to see a big fight hosted. I mean, the last one we had here hosted was Jimmy Rivera versus Kai, and that was.
I mean, and that had amateur card on it too, so there was a lot of fights.
There was a ton of fights on that. But I think if they come back, they need to either run it in a big house like Washington Grizzly Stadium in Missoula, or bring it back here.
But that was the rumor, wasn't it? That was the rumor about the stadium.
Well, it's definitely not locked in. I know that. I don't know what the case is. I don't have any extra ins. I wish I did, but I don't. And if it would be great to see the Washington Grizzly Stadium locked in. I got a question for you though. You're in Dublin now, and there's a reason why you're in Dublin. It sounds like you're campaigning, or at least we're campaigning, or something's going on with Connor. You're out here on the presidential run, or what's going on with you?
Yeah, so Connor is a phenomenal man in terms of he took the world by storm through his accolades mainly in the UFC, but the fact that I think the most important thing to him, apart from his family, is the love for his country. And over the last while, it got to a point where he just couldn't turn off that switch, because what's happened in Ireland in the last couple of years, especially since COVID, is that it's got to a point where there's a lot of unrest in Ireland, especially over the last 2 years in particular. And it's a country that is suffering a lot from the again, I have to be careful how to say this, but from the hands of the EU, where we're putting EU interests ahead of Irish interests. So economically, it's meant that we've sold off a lot of our resources, and now we have to tick a lot of boxes to be the good boys and girls of Europe and do whatever they ask to do, which is not.
It sounds like NATO's falling apart to me.
Yeah, I mean,
from the outside looking in, it sounds like NATO's having their own issues.
Yeah, and saying all that, there was one man that really, he couldn't. As I said, he couldn't turn off that switch. So he decided to run for president of the country. The opportunity was there, and Conor has star power like that was never seen before. Conor is a statesman. He is naturally a statesman. He was in New York last week. He's obviously become very close with the likes of the Trumps. He was on a call last week with Elon Musk. He's well respected in the US with not only the Irish Americans in the US, but many of them in the White House as well, because of his star power and the fact that he is a people person. So when the opportunity came to run for the Irish presidency, Conor did put his hat in the ring, and it was met full force with massive blockages and constant moving of the goalposts from the Irish government and the people in power here in Ireland, which is very, very disturbing, because the ordinary Irish person solemnly believed that anyone in the country could actually run for president, and anyone in the country could actually vote for whoever they wanted to as president. Conor McGregor is that big that he now has busted open this can of worms where the Irish government have made the mistake of admitting that you cannot, in fact, run for president if you wish as an Irish citizen. You have to go through a lot of hoops of fire to do that. And if you're in a position of power, for example, you're a senator, a politician, or a councillor. A councillor is almost like a statesman in the municipality of local areas around Ireland. Well, you are told to vote for A, B, and C. You can't vote for D, E, and F. You got to go vote for exactly where we ask you to vote for. Snap pronto, or else you'll find yourself out of favor with the government. So Conor, because he's such a big name, he highlighted that massively when the government basically came out against him as an independent candidate, and that meant that they were also blocking other independent candidates too. So Ireland is not looking very democratic to the world right now. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one for Conor himself. Are you back live?
Yeah, we're waiting for you here. Something happened. I don't know what happened.
These leg spikes keep going on, man. I don't know.
Are you there?
I'm here. I'm live.
There you are. Okay, now you're stable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Elon? Yeah. All right. Thank you.
It's a Sunday. I don't know if he's working all day. You know what I mean? He might have logged off there.
No. He shot me a text. I saw that leg spike. Sorry.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he cracked. It was all right. It was all good.
I love it. But yeah, so Conor had a good few people working with him to help put this campaign together, but it's been one of his toughest battles because of the resistance that was met by the Irish government. And they didn't do themselves any favors, because I said we're supposed to come across as a fair, democratic, first world country, and we're not coming across that way at all right now. And from doing a few tours of Conor around the country, for him to meet and greet the people of the country and sit down in various offices across the country and put his case across of why he would be an excellent candidate to go forward. Hey,
Montana's going for Conor, man. Let's go. We're cheering.
I wish there was people abroad that could actually vote as well, especially that have their good interests in Ireland, because sometimes it might actually bring across a fair vote, because it's been very, very tough here for him, simply because of his star power, and simply because he has such a magnitude that what he wants to do in Ireland is for the betterment of the Irish people. He literally cannot be bought. The man has made a good career for himself in what he's done in his businesses, and obviously in the fight game, and in all the sponsorships and everything else that come from that. So he cannot be bought, and that's what the government fear, because unfortunately the Irish government may have other ways of making stuff happen here, and that might rattle the apple cart, as we say here. And Conor was a man that was seen in that capacity, and that's why they've made it very difficult for him. So, as I said, the campaign went very, very well, and Conor has by no means gone away. He's just reconfiguring what's going on in the political side of things, and he's
That's
definitely
direct
hungry.
insight.
Sorry?
That's direct insight from his camp, from you guys.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Connor's put a lot of effort into what he's done so far, and he's simply regrouping. That's what he's doing. He's got a lot of things to focus on along with this. He has many businesses. He employs a lot of people in Ireland, and of course, when the likes of Dana White is on the phone with him and Donald Trump insisting that he's going to be on the White House lawn, coming around for the 250th celebrations for the US. I mean, that's something that no fighter wants to turn down. And, a man of his magnitude, he's someone that's going to make that bill even more exciting than it already is, because they want him there. They want him there. He's the star of the UFC for the length of time that he's been. That if he's not there, it's going to be a minus. He's got to be there. So there's a lot of things going on right now, and he's he's been keeping fit along with the presidential work that he's been doing and the political work that he's been doing in the background. So he's got a lot on his plate. And the presidential campaign run has been very successful. It has been very, very successful, and it's something that has shone a massive light on the situation in Ireland. And the people who are not looking good right now is the Irish government and the people that are controlling our state, because we're supposed to be a democratic country. So
we're going through it in America, my man. We're going through it in America. We know exactly the issue. Charlie Kirk blew the lid wide open on who might be running our country, and people are letting their voices be heard.
It's a tough time. It's a tough time for everyone, and I'm going to next week for BKFC Manchester, England, and obviously the greater United Kingdom itself is going through a tough time as well.
Yeah.
And it's been tough for a lot of Western nations the last couple of years, and crime has gone through the roof, and a lot of things have been in decline. So you need strong people to try and change that around. And
I think you guys have the right guy. Your guy is Conor, man. Hopefully you guys can get around that corruption. But speaking around that corruption,
well, hang on, Tyler. I gotta tell you something. So there's this is very important for people to know. There is a man running for election in Ireland, and his whole purpose is to basically do the bidding for the Irish government. And this man in particular, as he's I'm trying to keep it very blasé, but he made his name in the sports world in Ireland, and the reality is that he went to do a tour himself to go out and meet the people, and many emails and phone calls and texts and all these were sent out for people to meet this man in a certain town in Ireland and show up and greet the next president of Ireland, and nobody showed up. There was crickets. It was just chirping crickets, and I think he showed up with cameramen ready to do something magical, but there's nobody there that actually cared. Meanwhile, when I was with Conor on campaigns around the country, this is what happened. You boys saw some of the videos yourselves. Conor stopped towns. Like, towns just stopped, because he arrived into towns. He was meeting with businesses. He was meeting with local politicians, and he was hearing the concerns of Irish people, Irish men, women, and children. And the towns shut down. He couldn't get through the towns. People looking for photographs, signing jerseys, signing gloves, and that was with no announcements. No announcements were made anywhere. He was just simply trying to go to the towns, sit down with politicians, let himself be heard, and bring across some very valid points that he had that were concerning ordinary Irish families, ordinary Irish businesses, and our culture and language. And he shut down towns. Meanwhile, the government are trying to orchestrate, people to come out and show their support for the other candidates, and nobody cares because they know it's a joke. So, I mean, that echoes the actual real statesman like that, and the power that man brings to the table, and that's why, the establishment are shaking.
Oh, absolutely, man. When they can't control someone, man, it's gonna shake up the whole system, just like it did over here, man. It's a complex system because people want change, but the people that are in power don't want change. You know what I mean? So they're not easy to let it go. And I think Ireland is going to go through its own little moment like America has, and it's going to get what it wants in the end, because people, I think, around the globe are fed up. They see, there's so much eye-opening situations around the globe happening that nobody's staying asleep if they wanted to. And I think you guys are in a unique position to get one of the coolest people on the planet to fucking be your president, Conor McGregor, who would truly represent Ireland in a way that we haven't seen probably since our generation's even known. It would put Ireland back on a map.
I mean, look, I'm being very frank. I was always involved in politics throughout university in my local community, and the president is a figurehead in Ireland. That is correct. But also the idea of the president is they're the custodian for the Irish people. So they're actually the ones that are supposed to say, hang on a second to the government, I'm not going to sign this bill. I'm not going to push this forward because I'm the president and I look after the people first. All Conor wanted to do, this is very, very important for people to know, all he wanted to do was that any of these bills or anything new that's happening that affects the Irish people, that Conor wanted to put that back to the people first and say, hey, do we all think this is a good idea for the Irish people and for our country?
Oh, that's a good
idea. And if yes, he would sign it through. What has happened previously in the last couple of years, especially in my lifetime, anyone who held the presidential, who had that beautiful house in the Phoenix Park, a beautiful park in the middle of Dublin City called Orsa Thorn, anyone who sat in that house were literally retired people that were there to chill. And that's what they done. They chilled out and they enjoyed themselves. One of the ladies running for president now, she's another favorite. She retired from politics and all of a sudden came back in to go, hey, I want to run for president. Like, I mean, this is the kind of, they see it as a retirement home, an old person's home. And we're a young country. We want to have a young face. We want to have a powerful figure. And it doesn't happen. You don't have someone like Conor McGregor that rocks up every couple of years. That doesn't happen. You don't have figures like that rock up. You don't have a Donald Trump that rocks up. You don't have these people that just, it takes a long time for these people to come about, and when you have an opportunity to have someone like that wants to do better, that cannot be bought, people should do whatever they can to open the door for him.
I expect you all to do that. I don't see Ireland staying quiet about it. But I do have something. Shout out to Conor.
People are not staying quiet, but the government are.
Shout out to Conor, because we have a question from one of our fans, Conor or Chandler. I'm going to say let's go Conor for one simple reason. You got it, right?
Yeah. I want everyone to know I was right there. If you guys remember that brawl in Dubai that broke out.
Oh, with Conor?
Yeah, well, the first viral clip that came out, you'll hear me go, Conor, it's the bus world, baby. Bust it wide open. And then people just start scrapping.
It's the bus world, baby. Bust it wide open. Yeah. Welcome to...
Anyways, a little something like that.
We're going for Conor, man.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. We got him, I think, just because it's going to be, a historic moment, not for just America or UFC, but for a man that looks like he's trying to see his way out of UFC. It'll be an awesome see-off at the White House for him. But, hey, man, we got a lot of cool autographed merchandise around this studio. I know you're kind of short, shoulder arm, like arm's length, to Conor. Why don't he send something over here to Montana?
We'll put it up, put it on the wall.
So
baby.
just so you know, I think Levi must have annoyed Elon there because you guys went blank. So I missed a bit there. So you want to go? I don't know what was said in the last minute or two. Just an FYI.
Oh no! How long ago?
Did you see the
Did you see the video?
No, I didn't see the video. No, you talked about.
Running back.
All right, one time. And then we're going for Conor McGregor for...
It's the bus world, baby. Bust it wide open, yeah. Welcome to Sturgis.
We're going for Conor, man.
Hey, and he recognized I was wearing my weekly the Bus World shirt in Dubai, night 1 or night 2, and Conor seen me at the gate, and he goes, I was like,
heck yeah.
I said, it's the Bus World. He goes, yeah, and he cheers it up, dude.
Real recognizes real. Remember that.
Absolutely.
Cheers, man. We were saying we have a bunch of cool autographed merch, dude, but we're missing someone in particular. We know you're in an arm's length of Conor. We're a hint. Why don't you send us something, man?
I'll talk to him. I'll talk
Let's
to him.
go.
Yeah, I was
dude.
like, that'd be
Okay, I
fucking
have a
sick to
question.
get
Okay,
something signed.
Levi, I've got a question, right?
sir.
So, if you wanted Connor to sign something, like what would that moment be? Would it be a photo of a particular event that you liked, or would it be something that you remember in his career, or what would it be that, what would it be for you that you're like, that's the one, that's the photo I want signed?
Oh fuck.
Such a gangster question.
Dude, that is a damn good question. What event? Probably when he went double champ, right? I mean, something from that fucking fight would be dope, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Thailand, what about you?
Maybe-
For me, man, I think I would like a piece of a mat from the Jose Aldo, man. I think that would be awesome just to have
You want to chop up the mat?
a piece of the mat. Yeah, a little autograph with a piece of the mat. That would be sweet, man. That would be one of the most.
I mean, listen, I mean, I could ask. I don't think Connor's going to go out to the shed
No,
tonight.
of course.
Where's
No,
the
dude.
mat
Anything
from
from
the
Connor
Aldo
would be
fight?
cool, man.
I was
Anything
like-
from Connor.
or the picture taken by Nick Vespi with Connor and Taj at Dubai would be fucking sick. as
How
well.
about this? Where's this at? Where am
Oh.
I at?
Oh shit. Hold
What
on.
camera am I on?
I can just
Right here, this camera.
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead.
Boom. What about this? That would be cool to get signed. We know he has one of those sitting around.
What is?
It's a can.
It's his Conor McGregor bucked up can.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very cool. Did you ever drink any of that? What is it?
It was good, man. I had one other can and
I debated on opening that one, but now it's sat there way too long, bro.
I brought it
Yeah.
back from we actually won like a
headquarters.
influencer like box of the year, like a very few limited people for Bucked Up. We got ours hand delivered by Ryan Gardner, the owner of Bucked Up, was like, you guys
No
fucking
way.
killed it last year, so
That's
here's your
brilliant.
packet.
Fair play. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was
I love
cool,
that.
man. And what came with it was some special ones like the Connor edition, some ones that you just can't find, It was pretty cool.
Hey, we need a weekly bust can.
We'll send you a hoodie, and that would be sick, man. I mean, some energy drink for the weekly bust. That'd be crazy, man. That's all I ever drink is energy drinks. It would be perfect.
It's like the Homer Simpson episode when he starts taking the protein bars and he gets into a mad workout fix.
I haven't watched that, man.
You watch
You
that?
do have some
Okay, all right. I got another thing that I think would be sick. Getting the dolly signed. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be
Oh, the
dope.
dolly
Yeah.
through the window.
Yeah, that's just kidding. I mean, who the fuck else has ever pulled up
Hang
like
on,
that?
you say we gotta find the actual dolly or just any dolly?
Yeah. Just sign a dolly and send it to us. We'll put it on the wall, man.
I'm
said,
gonna
dude, we gotta
honestly,
find the original
Levi,
one.
I'm gonna ask him that. Be like, yo, Connor, we gotta find a dolly. Ship it
From
over
the
to
bus.
Montana.
The original dolly. Shit, no,
That's fucking funny, man.
No, I was just
Oh,
thinking,
fuck
I was
yeah.
like, dude, but who else flies a fucking, you know what I mean, over the pond to come fucking raise havoc, you know what I mean, with
Listen,
With his
when a
voice
job needs
Myron
to be done, a
fucking
job
stuff.
needs to be done.
That's damn right. Hey, and he proved it. He's gonna show up getting
You know,
done.
the only thing that bothers me about that is that, for the boys that went over, to deal with business on that day that were on the plane with Connor, I was like, fuck, I was just in the wrong place. I just wish I was there.
Hey, he was fucking heated that day, man. That's some shit that's the stuff you're talking about. You don't get people like that, man. Who's really about that life.
Listen, look, it's going to sound biased here, but that man at one point was bigger than the UFC. That man, when he comes back into the UFC in the White House, it's going to rock things up for the UFC one more time. And that's the way it is. When you've got an athlete with star power like that, that's bigger than the organization, I mean, like that's what sells the tickets. You know what I mean? Like, I was on the phone a couple of months now, probably like 2 months ago with a guy called Michael that worked with Paradigm Sports back when they signed Connor first. And one of the reasons they signed Connor was the fact that there was no other fighter out there that showed up to the weigh-ins with that amount of people, with that amount of buzz, with that amount of energy, just for the weigh-ins. and they knew that this man is special. You know, like that's the way it is. You know what I mean? Like that fighters like that don't come around every so often.
Kai, man. When you say that shit, it reminds me of Kai's early rise. I mean, like even early Kai, you know what I mean? Before he went pro or anything, he had a fucking following. He was filling up the arena amateur fighter, straight up.
Right.
You know, I mean, you don't see that shit, you know. And
Kai can talk. I've interviewed Kai myself. Like he's a great guy, and he talks in the ring, but he talks outside the ring. And you fucking
have you heard Connor privately say anything about the King over here? You know, I mean, I know you've had some one-on-ones with him. You know, it sounds like you guys are fairly tight, man. So have you heard Connor speak about Kai?
Connor has a lot of respect for Kai. He's got a lot of respect for Kai. That is a fact, you know. And at the end of the day, probably draw some parallels because of the age Kai's at. It's all about time, and BKFC is coming into a point now that, you know, BKFC is on the rise. I mean, it is covering the planet. It is a busy organization. I mean, this year alone, it's been, I don't know, 10 countries probably more. I mean, it's busy, you know, and it's still not done. Like, you know, I'm hoping to get to Rome, and I'm hoping to get to Hollywood again before the year is out. But I mean, it's been busy. There's rumors that it might get to Belgrade before the year's out. I don't know, but Kai, as I was saying, the reason Connor does admire Kai is Kai's got a lot going for him right now with the age, the amount of accolades he has under his belt. And again, no more than I mentioned Luis Palomino earlier on, Kai has got a good toolbox of tools and a good amount of weapons at his disposal. And I will say this, boys, I'm not just saying this because you're from Montana, but, you know, I've got a friend from Missoula I mean, we're mates since I studied in Berkeley years ago.
That for you,
and no, but this is the thing. I'll tell you about Montana. What I do know about Montana is, because it's, as you said earlier, it's kind of everyone knows everyone, but when you have a fighter like Kai and you have a support base like the Montana people, that all accumulates together too. That's almost similar to what Connor had with the Irish people. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If I was a fighter in the US right now, I'd rather be from a state like Montana than a state like California, because I know that in Montana, everyone's going to get behind me. In California, I could be a bit lost between the Lakers and San Francisco Giants and whatever else is going on over there. But in Montana, it makes it tougher. You could be a great fighter from California, okay? But if you're from Montana, you can get all those people behind you. You know what I mean? You go around, you know, kiss a couple of babies, and you go around, shake a few hands, and everyone loves you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's the way it is, right? And like that's similar to Ireland as well. It's because Ireland's a smaller country, and athletes do what Katie Taylor, you know, absolute phenomenal athlete, an absolute lady. When it comes to it, all she focuses on is her family, Jesus, and boxing. That's her life. And you know, she is loved and adored, and it helps the fact she's from a small country because everyone can row in behind her, and they do. You know, and that's a benefit I see with Kai that he has with Montana, and especially like you boys, bigging him up and supporting him all throughout the years. Not just now, not just in the winning times, but I mean, building him up from the get-go, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes. Hey, dude, you know what? I'm glad you brought it up because Montana in the aspect did not have that media aspect. We brought that media too. We were the pioneers of that shit, bro. And we're proud to own that now because now we've been established. Look at, we're talking to you at 4:30, whatever, in Dublin right now because of
before breakfast.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. He's like, I gotta go cook after this.
But just like
I'm gonna have a big fry after this, boys.
Are you? What are you gonna? What are you cooking down on?
There's going to be 4 rashers, 4 sausages, 3 eggs. We're gonna have beans, mushrooms, hash brown bread, bit of jam on top because I have a sweet tooth. I'll wash it down with a cup of tea and brown sauce. There you go.
Dude. Yo, dude, I love you guys across the pond. I really do. Every time I get a moment with you guys are always the best.
It's like Brutal Boss for Columbus.
Yeah, did I not bring up Brutal with you? I said, reminds me of Brutal. Are you going to Manchester then?
I'm going to Manchester. I can't wait for Manchester. Honestly.
Well, who are you looking forward to the most on that card?
James DeGale, Matt Floyd. I mean, I think Matt Floyd is about 16-0 as a pro fighter, and then James DeGale. I mean, He's been an amateur fighter. He's won world title fights, and even though this is his BKFC debut, I mean he's a winner. You know, he's a winner just going into the bare knuckle. You know what I mean? And this is going to make a big. He's going to make a big splash. Now, with the
there's
BKFC,
a lot of debuters on there. I mean, there's a lot of people that are fresh to bare knuckle on that card, man.
My iPod's hanging. Give me a second.
But not the bare knuckle.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we can hear you good.
I was like, because they get close.
Okay, the iPods are just charging there.
So what I was saying, I
What were
think
you
there's a
saying
lot of people that are first timers on that bare knuckle card, man. There's nobody. I mean, there's like at least I've seen 6 names that haven't had a bare knuckle fight yet. Professionally.
Yeah, I mean, and like you've got what was his name? You got Graham and Mansouri. I mean, that's for a vacated belt, right? So they might be debuters in the BKFC side of things, but these guys are accomplished in combat.
I'm glad you said that because over here in America, we don't know that. And, when we look at your records or try to look into these cards, it's hard to find any information unless you know where to go. You know what I mean? Honestly,
yeah.
Even for us fight guys who do, know a lot of the angles of where to go, it's still kind of tough to find them.
And look, at the end of the day, too, I mean, I've got to know Gary Fox very, very well, and he lost there in Hollywood, and he was unlucky to lose that fight, but he was bust up after that fight, and I think people don't realize how hard it is to fight bare knuckle. I mean, it's all right talking about it, it's all right watching it, whatever else, but I mean, these are some of the toughest men and women on the planet, and you can get busted up pretty bad, right? So if you're coming from other sports and you take the gloves off, you still have to work on your style. You still have to work on your game plan, and it's more of a sprint than a marathon. Like that's the way it is, right? So it's very, very fast, and you got to switch on. If you don't switch on, you're gone.
What do you think about Gary Fox coming over here to the United States? You know what I mean? He had anticipated. He was building up quite the. Oh, I know, but like I want to say, like as far as like coming over as competition wise, do you think he met just a higher competition over here in the United States?
To be fair, Thailand, like no fighter is a bad fighter if they lose a fight. That's the way it is with Foxy. Like he's a very tough man, and he lost that fight fair and square, but he'll be back. It might take him 1 or 2 fights maybe to get in contention with someone like Kai again. I know there's a lot of talk with him and Kai for a long time, but Foxy will be back. He's a very tough man. He's healing up. And I don't think that there was such a gap. I think there's a lot of factors at play. Remember, he's a long way from home. He's got to work with climate. He's got to work with the time difference. There's a lot of factors. Remember, when people watch a BKFC event, they're watching it at the most gloried and the most sexy element of bare knuckle fighting. There's a lot of these boys behind the scenes that they have ordinary lives. They're really working hard to get to that level, and I mean, there's a lot of factors at play. They're not as babied as an NBA player or NFL player, as an example, or at the top 1% of the UFC.
We could even say UFC, even, bro.
What was that?
We could even say UFC, you know what I mean? Because BKFC is still trying to, establish itself there as that.
If you win a fight, you could get lucky. If you lose a fight, you could have been unlucky. It does not always define you. I think it'll define you over a few fights, but that one fight does not define you. And Foxy's an absolute legend, and he'll be back. He will be back.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. We've talked about this many times on the show, is that in bare knuckle, it's 100% different when you take a loss. It's not the same as if you took a loss in boxing or in MMA. It's not going to diminish your value by 50% if you take a single loss like you would in boxing. It's almost like you're absolutely right. You're more than lucky to not take a loss at this point. If you're getting an undefeated record, it's crazy because the fight stoppages percentages is way higher for cuts, doctor stoppages, for just wild stuff, because the bare knuckles do hit so differently on people's faces. It busts them up, it breaks things, where the fight necessarily wouldn't be stopped if it were using gloves or anything like that. there's a way bigger difference in stoppages and losses as far as bare knuckles concerned.
Like, for example, the official, he's known as the BKFC Cutman, for example. He fought in Hollywood, okay?
Yeah.
And that fight, it was stopped because he got a cut on his ear. And it was seen as unlucky, but the doctor called that because the doctor felt that he could lose his ear. So
yeah.
It might just seem as a little nick on his ear because I think a finger was caught there or whatever. But the point is, BKFC have top officials and top doctors, and they made a call. And even though the cutman, who obviously is he's employed by the company to do that as his job as well as a fighter, he was very, very disappointed. I was ringside with Mike Richman. I think you shared a video of me and Mike recently.
Yeah. Mike's a good dude, man.
We were commentating on that fight, and Mike Richman, another champion, another absolute legend, BKFC man. He's a man that's gone up in weight, down in weight. He's a Marine. Like, that man embodies masculinity. He embodies toughness. He embodies fairness. And look, in his last defeat over in Salt Lake City, Mike Richman was beaten up, and Josh Dyer, who they're actually pretty close, and they're very respectful to each other. Josh Dyer bet him pretty well, and Mike Richman has had to take some time to heal up. But again, that's a man that will be back. But that just shows you how tough this sport is. You've the toughest people on the planet. They lose a fight like that, doesn't mean they're gone. They got to recover. The recovery time is a lot, and that's a reality. It's just it's one of those things.
Well, Paul, it's been a fantastic moment to get up and finally catch up with you. Now our audience has had a chance to meet you and get a face to the name. We'd love to have you back on, but I know this man's tired. I'm tired. We've had a hell of a day. I know you're starting your day. You're a madman. And,
I'm going for breakfast right now, boys.
Yeah, but I was like, you gotta fry up some brick.
Before we send you off, do you have any shout outs that you want to accomplish? Anybody you want to say hello to? Go ahead and do that. And then we're also going to do our sponsorships, and then we'll let you go. If you want to say goodbye, just stay on the horn, but we're going to end it after that, just so how you.
I mean, I got to give a shout out to Jose. Jose does a lot of amazing work with myself, with a lot of the events. We've done events for BKFC and Dirty Boxing as well. Gifted man on the camera, gifted man at editing, hardworking man. Are you still there, boys? Or you got cut
off?
Yep.
You're
still there?
We just have you.
Yeah. It's your
so I got to give a shout out to Jose. He's his handle is Chupacabra TV. Absolute legend. I also want to give a shout out to honestly the boys at BKFC themselves, especially Serge and David Feldman. They've been absolutely great to welcome me to these fantastic events, and from there I've got to know so many of the top fighters, and it's people like that really shape, they can really shape where things are going in your life, and then you can pass that on to others as well. Like I'm helping boxers on the way up and fighters on the way up that when doors have opened for me, I've helped bust doors open for them. So there's some people I want to give a shout out to, and obviously like meeting the likes of yourselves, with the accomplishments that you've had. I know you've won a lot of awards on your podcasts, and you've been working hard at this for years, and just to meet different people across the world. I've just come back from BKFC Budva, and honest to God, boys, like that was one howler of an event where it was so spectacular that the gods of Budva themselves just erupted with an absolute storm with 2 fights to go in that event for BKFC Budva, because basically it was all encompassing. The energy on this top of this mountain was crazy. The crowds were packed. The noises were crazy, and it just blew into a storm. It came out of absolutely nowhere. I shared a video on Instagram from that, and we're hanging out after the night with Connor for a bit of food, and I was showing him the video, and he posted it as well, because it was just this wild video of the last fight of the night where the arms are fighters are looking left to right going, what the hell is going on? But what I'm saying is that being involved in the fight game, it's amazing because you get to go around the world doing this. I'm going to Manchester next weekend, and I'm meeting the likes of Ben Bonner, Gary Fox, Lou Fuse, and another part of the BKFC family as well. So I could be giving shout outs all day. You know, it's a great thing to be able to do. You know, I really, really do love it. And of course, obviously, big shout out to Connor as well, because that man has gone from fighting in the world of combat sports to fighting in the political world. And that's the biggest, hardest, nastiest, dirtiest battle out there. And that man has got balls, and that man gives a shit about his country. And, you know, it's important to let the people of Ireland know, and let the Irish diaspora across the world know that this country's only getting started. You know, we're not giving up. And, you know, this flag means a lot to a lot of people. You know? And
praying for you guys.
We'll get through the tough times. That's the way it is, boys.
Well, man, you've been a fantastic guest. I want to say shout out to David Feldman and Serge also. They've been nothing but family to me and Levi, man. They've done nothing but great things for both of us. And I always love seeing those guys when I get a chance. And they always treat us with like students, man. They get to teach us lots of shit. And I soak every moment in with those guys. And I appreciate them. And I want to say shout out to Conor McGregor, man, because that shout out has gone a long ways for us. And he was so polite to Levi and Dubai and all that stuff. So shout out to Conor McGregor, always represent and always
get that
talking about
over.
Montana.
We'll ship that dolly over.
Yeah, let's go, man. Thank you for coming on. I'd love to have you on again when we get a moment. I know me and you, it's already been tough to get you on like this, but maybe we'll get you on sooner than later.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I'm busy. So it's not always I'll have time, but I'm lucky that I'm busy. And I wanted to come on with you boys anyways. I really respect what you're doing. I really appreciate it, Tyler. Really appreciate it, Levi.
Nice
Keep up the good
person,
work, and
Thank
keep
you.
flying the Montana flag, because that's the fighting state.
Yeah, let's
Right,
go,
right there
man.
on the
Let's
back of
go.
our door.
All right, we got our sponsors, and then just stay on here, bro, and we'll end it with you privately.
All right, Sloan Amalia.
All right, my man.
Halftime Sports Bar, the best sports bar in town. Catch all of the action on our big screens, enjoy your favorite drinks, and savory mouthwatering tacos provided by Taco Tree. Feeling lucky? Head over to our casino with hot machines at Emerald City Casino, where the thrill never stops. And for a more laid-back vibe, check out Amigo Lounge, our sister establishment, offering a perfect blend of relaxation and fun, and food. Halftime Sports Bar, where sports, gaming, and great times come together. Your go-to destination for excitement in every quarter. Join us today and make every moment a winning one.
Protect your business with the experts at ASI. We specialize in fire alarm system design and installation, customized for your space. Our certified team handles inspection, testing, and maintenance, so you're always up to code. Need fully serviced fire extinguishers? We've got those too. And when seconds count, our panic alarm systems deliver fast, silent protection. Alert Services Incorporated, reliable, responsive, and always ready. Call for a quote today.
And one more.
And Bart.
Hello. I was just driving by and noticed that you have a roof. And I just so happen to represent locally established roofing company here in the local area, Acme Roofing. And I'm just here to remind you that the best time to change your roof is when you don't need to change your roof, because if you wait to change your roof when you need to change your roof, it's probably because it's become damaged. And so if you get, I'll give you $50 if you let me put a sign in your yard.
Hey, so actually, oddly enough, funny enough, Connor knows Taj, the kid in that Taj Singh, the kid in that commercial right there.
He does.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's seen him not only at Sturgis last year, but he also was
Brought him in the
Dubai.
ring and shit.
Yeah.
No
In Dubai, if you go back and watch Dubai, there's a point where Taj is in the ring. Connor flagged him up. It was great.
Yeah.
He's
It's
an
pretty
actor.
cool,
He's
man.
an actor, is he?
Yeah.
He's a voice actor for the Disney movie Soul.
Yeah, he was.
No
in-
way.
Yeah, he was one of the souls in Soul.
Cool kid, man. He's the shit.
Oh yeah. All right.
One more.
One
Shout out to
more,
our mama.
Hey, shout out to our mom. She's watching, so we got to play this one.
Friendly staff, clean, Vegas style. Saturdays and Sundays, $6 shrimp cocktails for active gamblers, where winning happens. Full bar and gambler menu available until 12 a.m. It's always a good time. Best looking casino in town with a heated smoking room. Montana Sports Bet available. Mimosas and Bloody Marys served daily. Come play today.
All right, we are
The Weekly Buzz.
Thanks, y'all. That shit got me crying, bro.
Hey, we're